Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. I definitely have to share this with my credit group. I hope you guys will tune in. I wanted to bring you some really important information. What I want you guys to know, because I had somebody to ask me a question in my group in reference to Tradelines. Somebody created a post in the group, and me and my daughter, we're switching up some things on who's going to be allowed to permit people into the group. Good afternoon, Trey. Thanks for joining me. Who's going to be able to allow people into the group? Because a lot of people in my group, some people are new, but I really hope you guys are trying to pay attention to the information that's given to you, because somebody hit me up. They were saying somebody was inboxing them, offering them Tradelines. And I've been giving you guys free content on how to get pre-approved for lines of credit cards. Let me give you a little education, because I hope I'm not doing this, all this work, all this editing, just, I don't know, for giggles. A lot of your problem is a lot of you refuse to learn. That's number one. You don't want to learn. You want to have people to do it for you all the time. But I tell you, if you don't learn, how can you hire the right people to do it for you? How do you know who is conning you? This is why a number of you go from credit repair company to credit repair company, and then you're spending tons of money and still not getting any results because you're failing to learn. Number one, a trade line is any line of credit reporting to your credit report. So there's different types of trade lines. There are installment loans, like for your auto loan, that got a fixed end date. Your mortgage is an installment loan. There are unsecured revolving line of credit, which is credit card lines or lines of credit that's issued to you, and you need this to report. But there are two types. There are primary lines of credit, which is strictly in your name, and there are AU, authorized users. Now, a lot of you, because I actually did an analyzation with a woman, y'all buying these authorized users line of credit, and a woman that was trying to fix her credit score was charged $800 for this authorized user account. The account was for $5,000, and they had on her credit report, on that credit card, $4,600 worth of credit used. And they charged her for that, and she couldn't figure out why this credit repair company she was dealing with, her score wasn't going up. They tanked her credit on purpose. You need to understand, authorized user accounts are free. Anybody that got a freaking credit card knows that. They're absolutely free. So a lot of y'all being hustled. Number one, they are not banks. They cannot sell you a bank product and not be governed by the banking system in their state and your state. So the second part, they're going to put you on there for 3 months and then take you off for all of that to do nothing for you. Because let me educate you. Because a lot of y'all just, I don't know. Let me help you out a little bit here. Number one, that authorized user account that they trying to sell you and tell you it's going to help your credit score, to help you get a house, that's been dead, boo. That's been dead. That stopped back in 2000 and maybe 13, 14. Ain't nobody doing that. If you're going for a mortgage and you're an authorized user, they're going to usually make you jump off and rapid score your score again to see what your credit score is without that authorized user. Only way they really using that, primarily, if that is your spouse. So, let's get that together. That's number one. You're being conned. But a lot of you are just flopping here and there and haven't understood anything. Number two, a lot of them will tell you, oh, you get this $20,000 authorized user. When you apply for a credit card, they're going to give you an authorized user. No. Boo. Check your credit report if you are an authorized user. It clearly say you are an authorized user. See, banks is way beyond that bull crap. Now they're looking for primaries. Okay? So you need a account directly in your name. So can you really just get it together just a little bit and slow it down for a second? I'm giving you content on how you with bad credit can possibly get approved for primary cards in your name. Now, the way you're going to be able to get to the bigger credit cards, you're going to have to build primary accounts in your name. As Stephen A. Smith said, get off the weed. You got to stop it. You got to start to learn. Stop with the social media. Stop with the this challenge. If your credit is not together, slow it down. Just do your basics. Number one, get rid of as many collections as you can. All you got to do is send out letters to remove the collections. The more collections you have, there are some lines of credit you can get, but you're not going to get those big lines. You're not going to go to the top tier credit cards, premium credit cards with collections. So why don't you start working on that now? Even if you got bad credit, you still can get primary trade lines. You just got to work your way up. If you got bad payment history, how do you think you can cure that? Start putting positive payment history on there. Get you a trade line primarily in your name and start building positive credit. It will balance out some of the bad payments that you got on there. So let's break it down. You, number one, want to remove as many collections as possible. Okay? You can still get lines of credit with collections, but you're probably not going to qualify for a whole lot, because a lot of this stuff, even these bad credit cards, are dictated on your credit score. So you want to work on as much as possible. That's number one. So if you need those letters for inquiry, hard inquiry removal letters, those are absolutely free at my website. And you can get the collection removal letters at my website. Hard inquiries, you want to minimize that. Get the letters, send them out. You don't want a ton of hard inquiries. I said it once before and I'll say it again. The more inquiries you have, the greater chances you're going to be denied, no matter how high your credit score. If you got an 820 credit score, nobody cares. You're going to get denied. So this is why I am giving you tutorials on my YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel so you can get it. How you can get larger lines of credit and leverage these store cards to help you build credit. Store cards, majority, they have a lower standard of being approved. And so with this pre-approval trick, you're not pulling or generating a hard inquiry to see if they will accept you. Okay? So you want to try. This is a strategy. I'm actually giving y'all free coaching, but some people, y'all really going out there and pay somebody $1,200 for an authorized user account? Are you serious? When somebody giving you actual free information, how you can do that yourself? That's great. Well, give me $1,200 because I give out plenty of information. So why don't you give me $1,200? I'll send you my Cash App if you like to do that. And then you could just throw your money over here if you don't want. At least if you take some of my information, you'll get some results. And if you ain't got none, that's because you're not doing anything. I keep telling you, the art of doing nothing, even if you've been sitting here not doing anything, not taking your credit, my dear, your score is going to automatically go up. Just don't dig yourself in a hole. Pay what you need to pay. Stay on board. Part 2 with Tradelines. If you don't know, now you know. As Biggie said, if you got over a 700 credit score, any new line of credit that you add on is going to decrease your credit score. Some of y'all get all crazy when it comes down to inquiries. You, number one, want to learn how to age these accounts. You're going to usually with your strategy add on trade lines or unsecured lines of credit 2 times, 2 accounts, 3 accounts, maybe at a time, and then chill. Because you want it to age. That's where you're not getting all these new accounts. You want your accounts to try to age around the same time so you can move on if you have some lenders that's really looking at new accounts. So I don't want to go off because I know if I start talking that is way beyond some people's level of education in credit. But you want to try to get your stuff at the same time, okay? If you can manage not to get a hard inquiry, get a soft pull approval, that's how you want to work it. But you want to minimize getting all these accounts. With me, I have over a 700 credit score. So what I do, if I'm going for lines of credit, I know it's going to decrease my credit. But guess what? I'll pull it both at the same time. Get 2, take the hit, and then let your score go back up. In about 2 or 3 months, it's going to go back up. Another thing, some people with the, oh, well, why are you registering with the enemy and this? Listen, nobody ain't planning on doing bad all their life. Some people are just so used to the struggle and doing bad. Some of these systems you got to work with. Sage Stream, LexisNexis, and Factor Trust, opt-in pre-screen. This is how you get credit. I thought your whole agenda of cleaning up your credit was to try to one day at least get credit. Do you understand? If you got all of this stuff blocked and freeze, when you go to apply, denied, algorithm going to say you look weird. We don't know you. Denied. And you're sitting there wondering why. And you're still getting them hard inquiry pulls. It's because your stuff is blocked. So you got to, you need to, like, sometimes, like, people take information and go way too far with it. I'm serious, like, oh, I ain't going to never. Well, you ain't going to never get no credit then. What do you think these systems are here for the banks? Ain't nobody, you got to learn how to go in and out the matrix. Not everybody is got bad credit. So we got to give information. Not everybody just trying to dispute it off, but it's a 2-part building process. You got to know how to move. And another point, with these trade lines, a lot of y'all are using self because you think that's helping your situation. I told you before, if you're trying to go buy a house, why would you add on debt? Don't you know that's an installment loan? Why would you buy? That's an installment type of trade line. That ain't what you want to add on. Because that might get you disqualified for that home. So you got to start to learn, y'all. That's why I'm saying y'all running around here paying all these people to jack you up for financing. Because you have not learned at all. But you're going to learn today. Let me help you out today. You don't want to add stuff like self on and debt if you're trying to get approved. Do you understand that? Even for credit cards. They're going to look at that as debt. Don't you understand? The more debt you have, the greater of a risk you are to lenders. I'm telling you, it's just like mind-boggling, because a lot of people just go around here doing a lot of stuff because their cousin did it, and her score went up for doing that. But can she get funded with that crap? No, because there is an index, resilient index, that runs in the background. How much debt you got? You got to learn how to move. Like, don't just run around here taking all this stuff that people giving you. You need to learn how to work best for your situation. If you're trying to be funded, I'm telling you. So you have to learn. If you ever want to get a house, why would you go and add on more debt? Anything that's an installment loan, you don't want to do that. You want to get unsecured lines of credit that are credit cards, and you want to play the game properly so you get the right bang for your buck. Like I said, let me end it on this note. I have just dropped a video on my YouTube channel where you can look to get a line of credit, no hard pull, pre-approval, and it's about up to $14,000 of a credit line. But here's the catch, you guys. Your credit got to kind of look like something to get that $14,000. Now, you could get qualified with troubled credit, but you might not get all of that. I ain't going to sit here and lie to you, because who is even making y'all think that somebody going to get you 20 grand worth of credit and you ain't even got an open credit card, and everything that you had, it's been in charge off status for how many years? Ain't nobody that dumb. So you just got to be real. I ain't going to sit here and lie to you. So, but these companies will lie to you and hustle you. If I swear, if I didn't know the Lord Jesus Christ, I would hustle half of y'all and I would be a richer woman for it. But I'm telling you right here and right now, you got to learn how to balance out common sense. Okay? There is common sense. It don't take you all day to develop your credit, but you got to know what you need. If you need credit analyzation, hit me up. If you want to go through your credit report and we can see the fastest way to increase your credit score. Or if you want, I got tons of videos where you can figure it out where you are. Stop just applying everything, because you hear people saying trade lines. Not everything you need to do. A self account is good for somebody maybe 18 who absolutely have no credit history, but there's a better way to do that than to add debt. We can build them credit by adding debt. That's why you don't see me promoting self. Why would you do that? Why would you add debt, which is going to disqualify you for things? Because it looked like you got more to pay for every month. And if you're not making that much money, guess what? They know you can't afford what you're trying to go for. That vehicle and anything else. You can't afford that monthly payment. It just decreased how much you can qualify for every month. So you got to think. Unsecured lines of credit is credit extended to you and there's no collateral to come back for. It's a higher form of credit. It is just based off of your good faith. And so you can use that line of credit and it's revolving. It's not an end date to it. So that's the type of credit you need to go for. So hopefully this is informational. It is educational. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to put it on the video, and be blessed.